Hey everybody, very good morning. We are standing on a very cautious path currently the markets of India are having. Yesterday, it has actually shown the shaky kind of behavior, but it has not confirmed it because the resilience it has maintained not yet broken. For that, the confirmation is required, and how the confirmation based on the market behavior can be taken, that is, yeah, 14th of November's high and low should be maintained. So until otherwise, it is closing below the point as we discussed already in many time frames. So that 14th November's high was 25,940 and the low was 25,740. Until this particular zone, any side of high or low side actually getting broken, particularly on the low side, that is only the protecting area for the any kind of reversal patterns happening. So as long as it is staying above these levels and staying uh, concretely above this level without giving a close for the daily basis means one can get the confirmation. Based on that, the Nifty or benchmark indices are not in the interest of moving further downward because of the close. It is not providing below the levels we discussed till now. So this is what the strategical based approach one can do based on the levels discussed. But for the day, what are the things should be monitored and acted accordingly? Means that is actually mainly by the way of approaching the Nifty. In case it is not moving above the low point of yesterday and that is actually being struggled by the index means one can observe that the selling intention is somewhat getting strengthened or increased, where one can get the sense about reducing the long positions if you are keep holding, and even think of building the short positions by the way of getting confirmation below the close of the discussed level, and these are all probably suitable for positional kind of activities. But for the intraday basis, one means immediately based on the confirmation the Nifty providing by closing below yesterday's low, that is enough, because the yesterday's low and the 4th December's low is actually acting as a support. If it is breaking, that is enough to make a confirmation on doing or building the shorts for the day only. And based on that build up in the shorts, one can see the targets for the Nifty will be lying around 25,000 800 as the maximum for the day, and it may not be moving beyond that level because the 25,940 below close, if it is giving today, means positionally it may be a interim or a moderate level of signal for the index to drift further downward. So it is very important to maintain 25,800 as the support, overall support for the day. And by the way, one can keep reducing the position or booking the profit if you are having or building the short positions around the current zone, and particularly after the close of yesterday's low in any time frame starting with 15 minutes. That is enough. Very easy approach one can do for the day. So after closing below the yesterday's low for the 15 minutes is enough. And if it is so, wherever it is happening, particularly in the initial hours, if it is happening, there onwards the positions can be continuously focused in the way, even in an accumulation basis, for getting as much as gain, and one can actually cover the shorts around the 25,800, 850. Between these range, small portions can be now and then reduced or book the profits. So that is what the important strategy one can follow for the day. The opening session for the date of 9th December is expected to be in a way of giving a marginal lower side, we can say. But that too, based on the global conditions, what the markets are currently having, because the pessimism till now clouded by the major global indices because of the anxiety about the Fed commissions announcement, what a kind of announcement can be expected like. Because of these event-based expectations and actions being um, discounted or factored in the Indian markets, we can also make this chance for utilizing a buy kind of activities or a value buying kind of activities. So based on the levels we have discussed. So until the confirmation given by the Nifty side from the positional perspective by closing below 25,740, nothing to be worried, because the bouncing kind of activities already many times it has witnessed in the recent several months that just one day closing is not enough. Even though it is closing, the next day, based on the recent history, the bounces or a reversal kind of actions happened. That is why we are actually making you all aware. Just a one day close is not enough. If you are a positional trader, by the level of 25,740, the low of 14th November, which will not enough anyhow, which is enough to consecutively close if it is below the 25,740. There only one can think of making a decision on the short side continuously or focusing on the selling side continuously. So while the trends are actually in the midst of making a confirmation either side, whether it is in a bounce side or it is a continuation on the negative side, it has not confirmed yet, no. So until it is getting confirmed, it is better to focus only for the day trading activities and not for the positional build-up either side, we can say. So in case if it is a day trading opportunities, one can actually follow the levels we discussed with a buy on dip strategy. The strategy on the trading side can be utilized as buy and dip strategy until the levels getting closed decisively. That means what? If the intraday support what we have uttered means 25,800 as a maximum. If the 25,800 below, Nifty closes in any time frame starting 15 minutes, there you can think about changing your perception towards the downside. Until then, no worry, you can keep adapting a buy on dip strategy to make utilization of the bounces and all if it is happening sharply to gain as much as. So from the sectors front, we can see major sectors would be participating, because in all the way with the 1:6 ratio, the advanced decline was actually recorded, and which means the heat of selling pressure is persisting and maybe extending. But for that, the breaking of yesterday's low by the Nifty and the Sensex would be required to signal further downside. Until then, no short positions freshly should be made, and if you are already holding the short position means it is better to utilize if any immediate downside are happening before the level of 25,000. Yeah, it is actually based on intraday based on yesterday's low only. So if it is yesterday's low means you can actually maintain the low as the support. So until then, you can keep focusing on long build up or buy on dip strategy. So after breaking this 25,900 zone or moving continuously, sustaining below that level, one can get the signal for the day also. It may give the signal for further downward toward the positional support zones of 25,740 or 700 as a round value. So that is what the levels based discussed. But today, if you are a risky trader, so you can mean by bottom fishing selected stocks from automobile, bank, finance, energy, oil and gas, metal, defense, realty. In all the way, these stocks, these sector-oriented stocks can be sought for the bottom fishing kind of activities for the immediate or a swing trade based gains. And if you are a safe trader, it is better to stay avoiding in the way of approaching the stocks under the any sectors, particularly from the major ones like automobile, bank, finance, metal, energy, oil and gas kind of sectors. Instead of it would be better to focus on information technologies, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, fast moving consumer goods, consumer discretionaries, so media, these kind of sectors, including cements also, kind of sectors can be watched out, and even participation also can be made for these sectors if you are a safe trader. So we have segregated for the safe trader and the risky trader even in the sector wise. If it's so, the segment wise what can be focused means it is better to focus on mid cap and selected large cap. Avoiding small cap stocks would be better for making your position safe or otherwise keeping your capital safe. On stocks front, anyhow, the many stocks are available today for making either side of opportunity through a way of trading on them. But the priority can be given in the stocks like Mahindra and Mahindra, ICICI Bank, Siemens, Bharat Electronics, Interglobe Aviation, Keynes Technology, Welspun Corporation. Anyhow, either side of movement can be expected. If the low maintained today, the yesterday's low, if it is maintained today, we can expect a short bounce also. By enjoying this short bounce, it is almost for the all kind of traders. We are suggesting that keep the strict stop loss on every trade you are actually going to do. So that would be a great strategy than any other to keep your capital protected and as well as better risk and reward ratio. Anyhow, so we would be keep monitoring and giving the timely alerts for the markets. It is better to focus only on day trading opportunities. Do not urge or do not hurry up to take the position for the positional trades. So it is better to focus only on intraday. So everyone can have a fortune day today. That is our kind wishes. So thank you for participating in today's pre-market session. We'll be meeting again in tomorrow's one. Thank you.